This is another video brought to you by the Ichiban Productions. Like, comment, subscribe. So welcome everyone, happy days are here again. We're back with another tech review, sort of. This time looking at the PowerA MOGA mobile gaming clip. So what on earth is this all about, I hear you say? So we know that mobile gaming and particularly streaming on mobiles is becoming more and more common. So we've got ourselves Stadia, of course. We've got Project xCloud if you're lucky enough to have an Android phone. Me, I'm iOS, so it should be coming shortly. However, you can of course remote play on the PlayStation 5, the Xbox Series X, all those sort of consoles you can remote play on. So what I wanted was a clip that would clip onto my controller that would hold my phone so I can play and not have to hold the phone in my hands. Sounds simple enough, I hear you say. No, because there's millions of different options of these. This one was one that's officially licensed by Xbox, which I thought was pretty good. You know, the seal of approval. Depends if you believe in that sort of stuff. There are tons of knockoffs on Amazon, you know, ranging from 2 or 3 quid up to 20, 30, 40, 50 quid. I also looked at the Razer, you know, the one that clips onto the two ends of the phone to make it a controller, a bit like a Switch. I looked at that, but whoa, £100, man. They for real? You for real? Well, they clearly are for real because people are buying it, but for me that's a little bit steep. It's meant to have great reviews and stuff like that, but I don't know, it makes it a Switch. And anyway, this one seemed way more appropriate and way more up my street, so ordered it, bang, Amazon, next day delivery. Here it is. Let's open it up, let's check it out, let's see, is it any good? Before we crack this open, you know what we got to do, we got to look at the box. So taking a look at the front of the box here, we got the bright orange and green branding. Green, because you know it's going to be licensed officially by Xbox. That's a seal of approval, I suspect. PowerA, me personally, I've heard of PowerA. I've seen loads of their third-party stuff online, but I've personally never bought it, so I don't know if they're quality or not. Let's find out. Orange because it's cool. Ooh, look at all the orange branding, but no. On the side, we've got ourselves the adjustable mount. I think the biggest thing here is how adjustable it is. So it should be big enough to fit your phone, and you can have it all sorts of different angles. That's important to recognise. Fits all Xbox wireless controllers. No, that's not strictly true. Apparently, according to the reviews, and we'll find out on this channel, this will only fit the original Xbox One controllers and the revamps of those, not the Xbox Series X controllers and Series S. They're slightly smaller apparently. We'll find out, shall we? Me personally, I bought this to work on the Elite Series 2 controller, you know, and apparently it works fine, but we'll find out. Boom! Look at all that text and all those, you know, bright colours for trying to sell it to you. Is there any validity to any of this sort of stuff? I like the way it shows you the different angles. That for me is a big selling point for this. You got to find a comfortable position to hold the controller and see the screen, so having it, you know, adjustable at all sorts of crazy angles seems perfect. On the side, it's selling that adjustability and all that sort of stuff. Perfect. On the bottom, we got all the copyright stuff. Whew, that's enough about the box. Let's crack it open and let's see what's inside. Boom, cheeky cut. I've pre-unsealed it so it doesn't look so bad, whapping out a knife or whatever to cut it open. So let's see, let's pull the tab open. I am very much looking forward to seeing how this works and if it, you know, holds the controller. I'm also a little bit concerned that it doesn't damage the controller. I mean, using it on the Elite Series 2, it's an expensive controller to get marked by something. So, interesting. This is way lighter than I was expecting, but then again, I suppose that's a good thing because you don't want something heavy weighing you down. If you've watched my channel for this long, you'll know what we're going to do first. So first things first, let's have a look at the instructions. Fully coloured, glossy pages. You know, it's not an instant no to me. Oh my goodness, but look at all this information. So clip it on, slide the controller. Look at all this. Yeah, guide on how to do it. Nah, not interesting. If it's not intuitive, I don't want to know. And then we've just got it repeated in all different languages. So, that's enough reading. It's enough reading for this week for sure. So let's unseal it from its additional packaging and see what's inside. Off comes the top and let's feel that grip. Here we go. Ooh, it is very light. That is impressive. I mean, one of the concerns I had, is it going to be heavy? Is it going to add additional weight to the controller? I'd assume not. Trusty dials here to adjust the arm and the angle of the phone. Ooh, so I don't know if you can you see that there? That's rubberized to protect your £1,000 phone from damage. However, there's no rubberized padding on the bottom of this where the controller goes on, so that makes me worry. Yeah, it looks pretty straightforward. So I guess all we need to do now is connect it up to the phone and the controller and see, is it any good? Ew, cheeky cut. Here we go, it's all plugged in and ready to go. So a couple of corrections, or should I say one single correction. At the top where that grips onto the controller has actually got rubberized padding underneath to stop it marking it, which is pretty cool. So yeah, it clips on pretty easy. You slide it in first and then you clip the bottom round. Hopefully that won't mark it, we can't see me taking it on and off. But yeah, seems very firm. So you got 2 screws here and 2 screws at the back, so you can loosen them to then change the angle of the phone and tighten them up to, to secure it into place. Seems pretty secure. It does make the phone pretty top heavy, but it's better than having a stand and not being able to hold it. So I guess the next thing to do is let's try some remote play of some Assassin's Creed Valhalla and show you what it's like. I'll give you my ideas of whether I think it's comfortable or not, and is it a worthy purchase. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, we got a bit of Valhalla on remote play. It seems a bit choppier than normal, not sure why that is. I got 50 meg connection, so it's probably just on the cusp of being able to do this nicely. So yeah, it works an absolute treat. The Elite controller speaks for itself, but the grip for me is absolutely perfect. It does add some weight to the controller, but it holds the phone perfectly. The adjustable angles also means you can adjust it to however you want to get it as comfortable as you want, whatever angle you want. Yeah, I really like it. So for me, yeah, it's a win. So I guess the last thing to do is talk about a couple of the pros, a couple of the cons, put a star rating on it, and we'll go from there. I'll be right back. And I'm back. So let's take a look at some of the positives to start with. One, boom, this fits the Elite Series 2 controller perfectly. No wobble, no nothing like that. It's an absolute treat. I love the way that they put a bit of padded foam here to not scratch your controller. Also cleverly here, you've got access to the charging port, so if your controller's running out of juice, you can still charge it. And most importantly, you can still sync it. So when this is all set up, you can press the Xbox button and the sync button to turn the Bluetooth on, and therefore you can connect it to your phone. I love the amount of adjustability this has in terms of the viewing angle. I mean, that's superb and well considered. So that's a massive win for this. However, there are a few negatives. 2 main things that concern me. One, so I've got a 12 Pro Max iPhone and it literally just fits in. It's at the absolute peak. So if you've got a case any thicker than mine on your Pro Max, this isn't going to fit. It's honestly, it's so close. It's so tight. Maybe that's a good thing because I suppose it's gripping it, very, very well. But for me, if you've got anything bigger than that, it ain't going to work. My other gripe here is I think they should have put some rubberized foam on the bottom here so it doesn't keep, I don't know, I just don't like how it grips onto the controller. I'm constantly worried it's going to damage it, especially with those little, see those little protruding parts? I mean, is that going to scrape on the controller every time you pull it out? I'd like a bit of rubber on there. So I suppose there's some pros and some cons. What about a final star rating? All things considered, what am I going to give the star rating? So for this, I'm going to give it a 4 stars out of 5 stars. So why have I lost a star here? So for me, I think it's a little bit expensive for what it is. $17.99. You're definitely paying for some of the Xbox license here. It is well considered. I love the different viewing angles and the adjustable nature of this. However, I suspect some of the cheap ones will do the same. Does it do its job? Absolutely. And will I keep it and use it? Yeah, I absolutely will. I'd have preferred it to be a little bit cheaper. Would I go for some of the cheap knockoffs from Amazon? I don't know. If I could get a closer look at them and sure they've got the same sort of rubberized protection, then yeah, I probably would. So yeah, something to consider if you're looking for a grip for your phone and the Xbox controller. Yeah, give it a look. However, you could probably find slightly cheaper models out there, but would it offer the same protection and flexibility? Yet to be seen. Just to finish off, I almost forgot, does it work with the Series X controller and S controller? Well, no, not really. They're actually bang on. It doesn't really grip on right. I mean, I don't know it's obviously slightly smaller in some way. It sort of holds on, but not securely. So if you're looking for the Series X and S controller, will this fit with it? I definitely would look for something else. That is not secure enough for me. I won't want to be playing games or flinging my £1,000 phone across the room because it doesn't fit. So, doesn't fit all Xbox controllers, does it, PowerA? With that in mind, if you enjoyed the video or found it useful, please press the subscribe button. The more subscribers you have, the more happy I get. My happiness is directly proportional to the number of subscribers. And I tell you what, I think I got about 110, almost 120. I am literally over the moon. It means the absolute world to me that people are engaging with my content. If you enjoyed the video, give it a cheeky thumbs up. And if you want to post any comments, please post them in the comment section below. I read every comment, answer every question. It means the world to me that people engage with my content, and I want to engage with you guys, so post away. I absolutely love it. You know what I'm going to say. You've seen my videos before. So look after yourself, take care of the people around you, and most importantly, stay out of trouble.